Part two, I'm going to talk about actually manifesting today. Now, I know I have other videos out there on manifesting exercises, um, and they'll all work. I wouldn't put them out there. I'd take them down if I thought they were different now. But in the earlier video, I talked about being deceived and how we can take the truth and add just a little bit of lie deception to it, and it's going to poison the whole thing. So first of all, the first thing you want to do is make sure you're grounded in truth. You want to be connected to God, the true God. You don't want to be dealing with negative spirits, because although negative spirits will get you what you want, they're going to get you what you want of this world, but it's going to ultimately lead to destruction. You can think about different, maybe celebrities or even people that you know personally that have opted for the negative side. They've opted for um, not caring about other people, for going, the selfish, self-centered route, and you see what happens to them down the road. Initially, it may seem like they're getting everything they want. So that's another thing, don't look at people that are not of a godly mindset and seem to be just breezing through life, and look at them and with envy, because if they don't pay for it in this world, they're going to pay for it in the next. If you I'm going to do a whole series on the different realms and different spots in heaven and on the other side, and you'll see what I mean by that. But most people, honestly, they don't even make it to that point before they start feeling it. They actually see the fruits of what they've sown sooner than that. They might end up lonely. They might end up, without people in their lives. Maybe they got the money they wanted and they lost it, or even if they kept the money, they lost the people in their lives, or um, different things. I mean, I'll never forget the story of the one person who just needed to have this specific house. They didn't want a house like it, they wanted that exact house. And they just manifested it. They put it out there, put it out there, put it out there. They got the house, but it wasn't their house to have. It was so the people in the house actually ended up dying, and then they got their house, but they weren't happy because the people that owned it died. That's how they got it. And then they ended up losing some people in their life on how we desire things. Don't envy something that somebody else has, for a couple different reasons. You don't know them. Even if you know them, you don't know what's going on inside. They may appear to have it all. How many times have we met somebody that appears to have it all, and come to find out when you get to know them that they really don't, that it's all a facade. So those people with that house situation, they could have really loved that house, but manifested a house like that house or better, more suited to them, and they wouldn't have had to pay those consequences. So first and foremost, you've got to be grounded in truth. You have to know that you are connected to God, and that the more you're connected to God and the more you work on your connection with God, the more the things that you desire are going to be the things that he desires for you, which leads to immediate manifesting. The second thing is understanding the time delay. Sometimes there's a time delay and we think, I need it immediately. And sometimes we will manifest immediately because that's just the way it works. And whatever it was, there's no time delay and it manifests immediately. Sometimes there's a time delay and we may think, what could possibly be good about the time delay? But if you think about it, there are certain things, if we had everything the moment that we desired it, we think about something and boom, there it is. I mean, and that can happen in some cases, but if that happened every time, think about this. You're walking down the street and all of a sudden you think about um, pink elephants, and there's a pink elephant. Well, what happens? Or there's an elephant that shows up in front of you, and then of course an elephant can't live in the city, right? So or you think about something you want. If you were able to manifest it just with that immediate thought, what if you changed your mind 5 minutes later? It could create chaos. So the time delay is actually there for a protection of us. It gives us time to actually think about it, and it actually, um, it protects the environment, it protects the people around us, that sort of thing. So we need to be grounded in truth. We have to understand the time delay, understand that all of this here can be changed. It may seem material, it may seem unchangeable. Everything is possible with God. God created these laws. He's the one that created, you hear about the law of attraction. He's the one that created it. He's the one, Jesus Christ talked about ask and it'll be given to you. He said, don't even expect to receive it if you don't believe that you have it. So God's the one that came up with these things. Now, God talks about living under the law, and he talks about living under grace. And if you live under grace, you actually live beyond, above the law, okay? And you live above the Jewish law that's in the Old Testament. But also, I was wondering the other day, is he talking about these universal laws? Because I know that the law of cause and effect, karma, when you're following God, you can be above karma because you can I'm not saying that we don't all have to pay for what we do, but when God steps in and you ask for his forgiveness, that can change everything, right? So God is the only one that can bend the law. Other than that, the law is the law. And when you're working with God's not physical laws, but when you're working with the laws of physics and the spiritual law that he has created, it's a law. It works every time. You don't ever think when you drop something that gravity's not going to work, right? You don't ever, that doesn't even cross your mind. Oh, I'll drop this and see if it'll work. But you don't ever think, well, maybe it will, or maybe I didn't do something right. Maybe I didn't drop it right? You know that law of gravity is going to take that coin or whatever it is that you dropped. We trust more in sitting in a physical chair made up of molecules that we can change in a moment than we do in the laws of physics and the laws of metaphysics. When you go to sit in a chair, you don't think twice that chair is going to hold you. As long as it's there and it's like in a restaurant or in your kitchen, you don't feel that a broken chair would be there. So you don't even think about it, right? The only time you'd think about it is if the chair looked all like wobbly and stuff. But what I'm saying is don't put your faith more in a chair than you do in God, right? So when you're working the laws of physics and metaphysics, they work. You don't have to look for a sign to see if it worked. You don't have to wish and wish and wish that it worked. As soon as you put it out there, you're working these laws, you know that it worked. Just know it worked. And then letting it go. I think, if you're obsessing over something, people say, that which you think about grows, which is true. But are you thinking about it in the positive? Are you thinking, okay, I'll put it out there, it's going to happen? Or are you thinking, I got to put it out there again. Maybe I did it wrong. Oh, geez, nothing like this ever happens for me. I must have done something wrong. Okay, the law works, but did I? If you're thinking of that, you're feeding the negative side of it. So you're not going to get your manifestation. So when you do these things, when you're in your meditation, when you put it out there, know that it worked, that it worked, that it worked. It worked at the moment that you did it. When you order something in the restaurant and the waitress or waiter goes and brings that back to the cook, you don't say, oh, geez, did I order it right? Did I say the right thing? Let me see if there's a sign. Is it coming? Do I have a sign? Is something coming that they actually got my order and they're making it? You don't do that. You trust that you ordered it. It went to the kitchen. It's going to come out in time. Same thing with the law of attraction or any other metaphysical law. You put it out there, it's going to work, okay? The only thing that you should be even questioning is, are you grounded in God? Because the law of attraction, any of the laws that God put in place are going to work. You want to make sure you're on the right side of it. Okay? So ground yourself in God. Know that it's going to work. Understand that this can be changed. It's all changeable. and understand that there is plenty for everybody. So if somebody has that great house, you don't have to have that house. If somebody has these great kids, you don't have to have those kids. If somebody has an ability, a gift that you think would be great, you don't have to have that gift. There's plenty to go around for everybody. That is another deception, by the enemy, that there's not enough, that we're in scarcity. We're not in scarcity. God made this universe, He made it so that there's plenty for everybody. So you don't need to take somebody else's. There's plenty for you. Okay, so this is one thing that you can do. Oh, another thing that I want you to do before I even tell you another exercise is keep your mouth shut. Whatever it is, whether you're using your journal to write these things down, which is very powerful. The verbal word is powerful. Thought is powerful. Speaking it out is powerful, even more powerful than thought. And then writing it down I find to be even more powerful, because not you can speak it out and it's out there, but if you write it down, you're thinking about it, you're visualizing it, it's concrete. So I feel that it's even stronger. So whether you're writing it in your journal, which I suggest, or if you're just visualizing it, or whatever it is, that the means that you're using, um, whatever that is, just know that it's going to work. Okay, so but I was leading to something and I forget what it was. Oh, keep your mouth shut. That's what I wanted to say. Don't tell people about it. Don't tell people about it for a couple different reasons. First of all, there may be that person that says, you order in the restaurant and you want to order the spaghetti and meatballs, and you tell the person you're with, hey, I just ordered spaghetti and meatballs, and they go, oh, you don't want the spaghetti and meatballs. You know what? You might want them. They're really good, but you'll never do okay with them. That gives you indigestion and blah, 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 blah. It immediately puts a negative tone on it. You still may get it, but you may not use it when you get it. Another thing is it kind of confuses the energy if you're talking about it and you're putting it out there. So the people that you're talking about it with, whether they love you and they want to help you, they could still put a negative on it, or just the talk of it, just I will have it versus I do have it. I'm hoping for it versus I do have it, confuses that energy. So or I give you the exercise that I'm going to give you is make sure it's within your mission, within your gift. God gives us all pretty much a mission to do. What we're set out to do. And you might have a friend or a colleague that has a different mission than you, and you look and you go, wow, I would love that. But you know what? If you're within what he wants for you, it's going to feel right to you. It's going to resonate with you, and he's going to open doors for you. So don't worry about what other people's missions are. Worry about your own and make sure it's within that. Okay? So knowing all these things, and really, some people call this life a hologram. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not going to say yes or no because I don't know. I do know that it can be changed, though. I do know that nothing is concrete, that it can be changed. Now, I'm not talking about bringing somebody back to life, okay? And I always mention that because I know that a lot of people really miss somebody and they want that. But when somebody crosses over, they've crossed over. I'm talking about things of this world, okay? If they've moved on to the other world, they've moved on. We're not God, and we're not going to make that happen, okay? But things of this world. So what I want you to do, and again, anything that I teach you, you can do very quickly. The first time you do it, you might want to take some time and, meditate on it. But anything you can do really quickly. Any kind of thought you can hold for 68 seconds. First, it's 17 seconds. And then once you hold it for 17 seconds, you start to feel what it would feel like in that. It actually becomes real to you. And the longer you hold it, the more you actually create it. So 68 seconds will actually create something, okay? So just keep that in mind in anything that you do. And have you ever noticed we tend to manifest the negative? It's like, oh, I was just thinking that was going to happen. I thought my lights were going to get shut off, and then boom, they got shut off. I think it's because we hold that. We're good at holding the negatives, Excuse me. So now what I want you to do is a little bit different than what I've taught you before, but knowing all of these things, and I'm going over this stuff really quick. I have just created a course that comes with a workbook. I can do it in person or live online or all through email. So if you watch me and you like this stuff, if you're close enough, if you can get a couple people together and we can do it in your space, you get your class for free. Or if you want to do it online, I'm open to that. And I have different categories that'll make it affordable for everybody. And same thing, if you want to do it live online with interactive videos, if you can get, 5 more people together, then we can definitely give you a free course. But I've made them affordable. So if you are interested in this kind of stuff, or if you've done some of these exercises and they've worked, or if you're feeling like you just really need to change things, message me. You don't have to take the course. Maybe we can do some one-on-ones, but I know the course will really help you. So anyway, so this is just real quick kind of stuff. First and foremost, what I want you to do is envision the problem or the pain. So if it's a physical pain, envision the pain. How did it happen, if you know, or just picture it, my hand hurts, just picture it. Don't hold it for too long. I don't even want you to hold it for 17 seconds. I just want you to kind of go back there for a second. And then 15 seconds maybe. And then I want you to shift it. I want you to shift it to the solution. I want you to symbolically see it being healed. If it's a physical thing, bring a doctor on scene. Have him look at it. Have him fix it. Bring Jesus on scene. Have him touch it. If it's a pregnancy you want, you see yourself fertile. See the egg being fertilized. See yourself growing. And of course, you need a partner. There's only one person that had a virgin birth. So, I mean, if it's a pregnancy, yes, if you're having difficulty, but you still want to have your partner physically make it happen. And then what I want you to do, so you see the scenario, you see the doctor come in, you see yourself at the bank getting a ton of money, you see even money falling from the sky, whatever it is that you want to manifest, you see that house, you see yourself doing the walkthrough. You see that career, you see yourself in that career. So first you see the problem or the pain. Next you bring in this a solution. And you know what? If you don't know what the solution is, that's okay. You can skip that part or make it up. If you don't know what it is, Jesus is always great to bring in because he's always the answer, right? Next, you want to see yourself as healed. So if you want to get pregnant, now you see yourself, you are fertilized, you are growing, the baby's in there in the uterus. If you want that house, see yourself in the house. How is it decorated? How does it feel? Who's over? Do you have company? Are you cooking? Are you cleaning? What are you doing? Are you decorating? If it's money you need, see yourself paying the bill, or see yourself able to help the people you want to help. See yourself using that money. See yourself interacting in your manifestation. Okay, so it's very simple. You see the pain for less than 17 seconds, pain or problem. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, bring in the solution. If you don't know the solution, bring in Jesus, or God, bring in an angel, if you do know that there could be, maybe the doctor's the solution, maybe the check, if it's money, you see the check, you see that, and write in the amount, whatever it is that you need. But remember, you have to believe it. So if you don't believe that you could be a millionaire, don't put in $1 million. Okay, make it more believable. Is it 50,000? Is it 100,000? Whatever it is, if you can believe you're a millionaire, go ahead, put in $1 million, whatever it is. And then see yourself in that solution, living that out. You're in that house, you have that money, you are pregnant, you are healed, whatever it is. If it's a physical healing that you need, do this 3 times a day for like 10 days. You'll start seeing results. You'll go back to the doctor and be like, whoa, what's going on here? If it's a physical manifestation like money, like a house, I want you to do it 3 times a day, and then I want you to let it go. If it's a job and you have the job interview, at least 24 hours before that job interview, let it go. Make sure it's gone. The day of the interview, envision yourself getting the job. This stuff works. You can do it very, very quickly. it's a matter of, like I said, your thoughts don't really manifest, it's your belief that manifests. Okay, we need to believe that this world is changeable. This is not our home. It's not where we're comfortable. It's not where we belong, but we can set it up so that we can get our mission done exactly the way we're supposed to. We are on a spiritual journey. We're servants of God, and God promised to provide us with everything we need in order to get the job done. Now, again, I'm just going to add this in. If you are not close to God, you can still work His laws. You can still, and you're going to get what you need. So, some people that teach the law of attraction and they do this minus God and they still get what they want. Yeah, they're going to get what they want. It's a matter of what are the consequences. Okay. So, we want to stay right in target with our mission. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys. And if you have any questions, comment or email me at answersforyou16@gmail.com. Thanks.